Hey there, y'all. Bunkle here. Gonna be opening up some great classic vintage 1987 Fleer rack packs. Now, I'm not sure what the difference was between these, but one of these has 45 cards, the other one has 51. Inside each one of these rack packs are 3 wax packs, looking like. And why there was a 15 card red and a 17 card blue, I cannot for the heck of me remember. Now, Fleer and Topps and Donruss, of course, were names in baseball cards back then. Lots of great cards could be found in this set. Rookie cards, the Barry Bonds rookie is a great card to be able to find. Um, Barry Larkin is another one. Of course, the Bo Jackson rookie. I've done a lot of football search for the Bo Jackson rookie. You can check out the football packs that I've opened over the last while. Picked up a full box of, was it the 1988 Topps football that had his rookie in it. Then he actually had 2 rookie cards in those packs. Now, if you're looking about PSA value, and a lot of people do, I definitely tend to, especially on cards that I might flip. You could say what you want to as far as what substances and all of that, but no matter what, he still remains a popular player. And in my opinion, I think that things will change, or things might be looked at in a different light with all of these substance and things that were going on at that time, the juice and the gel and the this and the that and all the other nonsense. It wasn't only the players who were complicit; the league was complicit. Managers, coaches, all the way up to the commissioner. It's not like they were blind or they didn't know stuff was going on. They wanted butts in the seats. It's as simple as that. They wanted the home run contest. They wanted all of that. Um, Became a big part of the game. Now, sure, you could say what you want to, and some people talk about the purity of the sport and how substances and this and that and all these other things shouldn't be used. But if somebody used something before it was banned, I don't think they should really pay for it. And it's not like substances haven't been used. I mean, historically, talk about greenies and painkillers and all sorts of other stuff. And I, you know what? During the day, by my day job, I'm an IT person. Now, you could do whatever job you want or whatever job God has you in, whatever kind of work God has you doing. Um, but I could tell you, caffeine is a performance enhancer for me. Uh, that Say what you want to, but my mental state's a lot clearer. My brain activity. Definitely a much nicer person after the first cup of coffee than before. If stuff ever hits the fan, I'm gonna have to find coffee or some kind of caffeine substitute. That's for sure. But I mean, caffeine's a performance enhancer. If they took that away from me, you know what? I might not be the the super geek I tend to be on my day job. I probably would be anyway after I got past all the headaches and stuff. But there's different ways to look at it, I guess, and I do get that these things might have been harmful to people. They might have been harmful to players. They might have been harmful, and it's a bad example to set to youth, to anybody who's coming up. Yeah, sure, if you use this and if you do that, it's going to make you stronger, better, faster, all of this other stuff. But you know what? We've gotten so far away from the purity of the game anyway. Um, Over the years, it's ridiculous. I mean, purity of the game means if you're a pitcher, you don't give up the ball and that out of your dead cold hand. You don't turn it over to after the third inning to a secondary reliever and a tertiary reliever and a mid closer and a closer and a this and a that and an opener and all of these. I'm sorry, new ways of setting things up. Uh, you go into pitch, you pitch your game. You go a full 9. Maybe you go 8, but you're in it to win it. It's your ball. Anyway, just my opinion. But getting back to baseball cards here, the highest price card, as I said, is the Barry Bonds. Okay, it's a couple $100 there. Believe it or not, the second highest price card in the 10 is a Paul Molitor. It's also about $200. Now, centering is an issue on these cards, production control and all of that other stuff. Really sucked back then. Not that it's perfect now, that's for sure. You get miscut cards every once in a while now, even though the prices are 50 times what they used to be. Bobby Bonilla card is also up there at about $1.50. Barry Larkin, Kevin Mitchell, the Bo Jacksons at about $100. Who else? The Kevin Seitzer rookie. Then you have your other Hall of Famers that are mid or later in their career. Nolan Ryan, Ricky Henderson, Dale Murphy, who should be in the Hall of Fame. Tony Gwynn, Kirby Puckett. So again, it's a roster of Hall of Famers, great players, all of that stuff. Players that could be, should be, and aren't. There's also different error cards, and I'm not going to go much through the error cards. Now, 1987, just other topics on 87, was a great year for music, in my opinion. Great music. Cutting Crew, I Just Died in Your Arms, great song. Classic song. You had other stuff like Huey Lewis and the News. Madonna, of course, was real big at that time. Not all that musically great, but performance-wise, she was excellent. You know what? Compared to some of the stuff I hear now, I think, you know what, she'd be a genius right now. Who else? Samantha Fox had one of the top songs of the year. She was a interesting story there. Who else? Prince, of course, was a great one back then. Bon Jovi had a bunch of big hits there. Dead or Alive was great. Wanted Dead or Alive, 'cause I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. Talking back to baseball, I'm done with singing. That was the World Series that was won by the Twins. Now, a few interesting things happened. First of all, it was the only World Series. Well, it was the first World Series. It was the only one up to that point where the home team won every game. That's why the Twins won the World Series 4-3. Now, one interesting story that came out after the World Series, okay? You know, the players, they got to visit the White House and all of that. Steve Carlton, one of the top pitchers of all time. Now, he didn't win the MVP. Frankie Viola for the Twins got the MVP during the World Series that year. But Steve Carlton was on the team. He wasn't on the playoff roster, but he was there at the White House, and he attended the White House get-together with the president, got to meet President Reagan and all that. So they were taking pictures for the local papers there, of course, and they had the list of everybody that was in the picture. They listed all the players' names and this and that, but they didn't know who he was. The only person that was not named, wasn't listed, just very simply identified as a Secret Service agent and described as a tall man wearing dark glasses in the back. Well, that was Steve Carlton. So just an interesting story about things after the 87 World Series. Interesting to me. Anyway, let's get to the topic of interest here and pop open some packs. Now, I'm going to use the handy-dandy knife that I have at hand right now and rip that and get these packs out of here. I could have probably done like a Battle of the Packs video, but it might not be all that fair, 51 cards to 45. So I'm just going to have a fun time opening these. Now, 87, I definitely look back. A lot of great memories I have in 87. I was in my early 20s at that point, out in the work world. 87, now I was my late teens, right around 20. So yeah, just about the same age, but already out in the work world a couple of years. I started work young. It was a typical thing in New York. Back then, if you were a kid, teenager, whatever, if you wanted to, if you hustled, you could find off-the-books jobs like nobody's business. Stuff that might have been in a small business, a store. I remember working in a fish market, a furniture store, handing out flyers and stuff. a music store, just all sorts of stuff. Whatever work there was. I mean, even as a kid, a teenager, you wanted to put money in your pockets, that's for sure. I mean, money was the way out of the neighborhood. That's one thing to really think about. I'm going to start off with the 87 Blue Pack. Collect Fleer Special Edition. Special Limited Edition sets, details on back. So that's the Fleer Official Collector's Album. Now, let's see what's in this pack number one. I got my frappers ready over here on the side and some top loaders, just in case there's some great rookies in here. And I really believe so. I'm going to keep the packs nice on these. Now, the good thing about Fleer and Donruss during this time period, of course, they were not allowed to put gum because of the whole lawsuit. So, ooh, nice way to start it off. Got the Wade Boggs. Very nice, very nice. Card number 1 of 6, looking all thoughtful there. You're going to go on a frapper, sir. Excuse me. Starting off with the Oakland A's sticker. I'll sidebar that. Sensational Southpaws. Fernando Mania and Johnny Franco. Very cool card there. Rob Sebra. Now, that's what I was talking about as far as centering. That looks like he's going to fall out the bottom of that card. Tim Loudner. Joe Carter. Great player. Didn't live up to his hype. Mitch Webster. Ooh, what do we have here? Russ Moorman and Ron Karkovice. Nope. Got Carmelo Martinez, Charlie Moore, Tom Henke, Enos Cabell, Mike Brown, Rafael Santana, Hal McRae, Doug Corbett, pitcher, Terry Pendleton, and Billy Allman. Check out that Pirates cap. Looks like a square cap. Pretty funny. All right, let's get frapper number 1 going there with Mr. Wade Boggs. I guess that's one of the special insert cards. Now, I will say that 1987, I don't remember rack packs. Topps, of course, was the king as far as rack packs. Fleer and Donruss, I typically either saw in cello packs or wax packs. Now we're doing a red pack. Let's see what's in this. We're starting off with Keith Hernandez. Nice card there, but I will not be frappering that up. Guess that's card number 5 of 6. All right, we got the Tigers and the Braves. Tommy Herr swinging for the fences there. Bobby Bonilla. All right, now that's a great card to find. And that's sweet centered, too. That is really spot on. You are going to be getting a frapper and a top loader. I'm going to take a better look at you later, but you look like a winner. Got Dan Chachicher. Okay. His mustache is almost as big as his whole head there. Eric King. King's about to fling. Look at his hand over there. Kent DeColvey. Now I remember him from the Pirates. It's funny. Him with the shades. Dave Palmer. Ooh, Youthful Power. That's a Canseco. And a Pete Incaviglia. Look at the size difference between those two. Canseco's like 3 feet taller than him. Superstar Specials. All right, I am going to frapper that one up. Bill Buckner. Mets hero of the 86 World Series. Don Schultze. Lance McCullers. John Cangelosi. Dave Gumpert. Nate Snell. And Darryl Boston. You looking so happy. I'm just happy to be here. All right, let's get the Canseco. Frappered up. Canseco and Pete Incaviglia, Youthful Power. Now, Canseco became Canseco, of course. He just, if I'm not mistaken, challenged Aaron Judge to a home run contest, softball style. You know what? If he's not still doing stuff he did, I do gotta wonder if he still has the power that he used to. And even so, they'd be an interesting matchup for sure. And I do wonder, it'd be really sad if Aaron Judge lost. I mean, you're 30, in the prime of your life, you get beaten by a 55, 56-year-old former power hitter. But then again, it's softball, so it's a different swing altogether. And I'm sure that Canseco's might be able to mash a softball, but again, it depends on how it's pitched and all of that other stuff. So, wonder if he could still mash them. All right, got a blue pack going here. Now, got to open those carefully because I don't want to damage any kind of good cards. All right, starting off with the Astros and the Mariners. Ooh, no special card in this pack. Maybe there was only one per rack pack. Got the Astros and the Mariners. All right, we got Bud Black, Rick Aguilera, Ken Daly, Toby Hara. Looks real concentrated there. Batting cage shot. Mike Fitzgerald, Pat Tabler, Andre Dawson. Great card there. Still on the Expos. It's before his Cubbies time. You're going to get a frapper, sir. Rob Wilfong, Rick Leach, Ken Landreau, Jim Clancy, Rick Honeycutt, Davey Lopes. He looks very disinterested there. Mookie Wilson. We got the Mookie Wilson and the Bill Buckner. Okay. Charlie Kerfield, Mike Witt, Andy Van Slyke, and Rudy Law. All right, so let's get Mr. Dawson frappered up. It's a nice card. Hall of Famer there. All right, I will put you next to Mr. Boggs. All right, red pack. Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. It's almost like an election. No comment on that stuff. All right, next pack. We have the Cardinals and the White Sox. All right. Mark Thurmond to you. Ron Renicky. Ozzie Virgil. Wow, mustache and beard on that dude. Checklist. Now, this was the times that they were putting the teams, the checklist, all the numerical order of the cards were by team. So all of your players, if you look closely there, for one team, were all in numerical order. Kind of helped with set building and that kind of stuff. I mean, you kind of knew which number, which team player you were looking for. Sammy Stewart, he looks like really weirdly happy there, and that chopped mustache, and definitely interesting times. Andy Hawkins, big leg kick there. He's gonna wrap it around his neck. That card just feels thick. It's weird. All right, Bob James, another one with the stash and the beard. Terry Francona, John Shelby, Jose De Leon, Dan Gladden, Mike Smithson, Randy Kutcher, and Joe Orsulak. All right, let's get rolling with another blue pack. See what greatness is in here. I saw the name Barry there, but it's not the right Barry. All right, starting off with the Texas Rangers. Ooh, what's hiding under the Ranger? I see a bow. It's bow time. You, sir, will get a frapper. Manny Trillo, Nick Saski, Bruce Ruffin, Ken Griffey Sr., that is, Oddibe McDowell, Oil Can Boyd. Oil Can, of course, was not his real first name. Jimmy Rice, great card there. Followed up by Tony Gwynn. Nice. Ooh. Well, Tony Gwynn just slid into second. I'm going to frapper up that Gwynn also. Neil Allen, Otis Nixon, Juan Beniquez, Rick Mailer, Chris Brown, Kent Herbeck, part of that great Twins team, Dan Petrie Dish, and Barry Jones, as I mentioned. They look like they could be cousins. All right, let's get these two frappered up. And Mr. Bo, you are going to get a top loader. It's a nice looking card, too. One thing I'll say is the corners on these are really sharp. Sharper than I think you might get in regular wax packs. Because they're inside the rack pack wrapper inside wax packs, I guess that gave it a little bit of extra protection. I'm going to do a little bit more shopping and see if I can get my hands on some more of these. These definitely were not a disappointment. I mean, anytime you get a Bo and a Bobby, I'm just missing the Barry Bonds right now, and that's fine. I mean, I think all in all, this has been a great opening. Got Tony Gwynn. Great Hall of Famer card there. All right, pack number 6 now. And we're back to red. I just had to make sure that the color of the backs of the cards were the same. I don't know why my eyes were playing tricks on me. All right, started off with the Brew Crew. Tony Fernandez, future All-Star, looking all real young there. Looks like he's about 15 there, but looks like he's played for like 32 years already. Mike Scioscia, Jeff Calhoun, Doug Sisk, Phil Garner, Doug DeCinces, Ozzy got the Wizard of Oz. Great card there. Frapper that up. Eddie Quirk, Eddie Lynch, Eddie Milner, Jamie, okay, yep, Eddie Lynch, Ed Lynch, and Eddie Milner. Not to be confused. Juan Samuel, Dale Murphy, great card there. Should be Hall of Fame. I will say no more. Ruben Sierra, I think that's his rookie card also, isn't it? Yes, it is. He did not really turn out to be as great as people thought he was going to be coming up, but still, all in all, a great player. That's no doubt there. Didn't live up to his hype. Steve Crawford and Marty Barrett. So let's get these frappered. Now I'm going to frapper up to Dale Murphy. Just because. I mean, that's really good shape. And that looks really nicely centered too. Now in a 10, the Murphy's like $60. So could be worth sending off. We'll see. We'll see. I'll take the centering tools that I use for that later. And the Wizard of Oz, of course. That gets a frapper. So this has been fun. I hope you enjoyed. I know I definitely did. I definitely appreciate you watching. Definitely appreciate everybody who watches, comments, subscribes, all of that great stuff. I'd say the winners of these are those two thems right there. The Bo Jackson and the Bobby Bonilla, who I think the Mets are going to be paying him until the year 3152 or something like that. I don't know. Very, very interesting contract that he kind of wanted in. The Mets actually had no problem giving him. They thought it was going to be a great deal. They didn't, I don't know, I guess they didn't consider it, but if I'm not mistaken, he's still on payroll for another bunch of years. Anyway, that Bo is great. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed. If I missed anything, let me know. Y'all take care. Stay well. Stay blessed. Bunkle out.